I mean, eventually, if we're going to reach the Star Trek utopia that everybody wants to get to, this like leftist dream of fucking everyone's rights are respected and we can like work together for a techno utopia or whatever the hell it is. Eventually, we're going
people what the fuck to do.
We're going to have to extend some olive branches to places like Russia, China. Because it's gonna. We need everybody.
That's how winning is done.
I don't want war with anybody. Russia, China, fucking.
That's how winning is done.
I'm done with war. I went to war, and it wasn't a bad war, and it was a shitty war. And then this war is going to make that war look like it's a fucking cupcake. And this war is going to make the last big war that our grandparents went through look like it's a fucking, like it's going to turn.
Winning? No.
You suck!
Yeah. You just hit a button. Fucking blow up like half the country.
A member of our Congress was like, oh, let's first strike nuke fucking Russia. And then Russia's like, let's move in 2 nukes if you don't blah, 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 blah. And fucking China's like, I'll fucking nuke Japan. Like, it's like,
dude.
The trend we're on, it's not a good trend.
It's like, and you know, this is like that turning point when you think about it. And we're looking at Skynet and these other places, you know, like the Matrix and stuff like that. You know, just reference points for people to kind of understand where I'm going with this.
Government's talking about nuking people, and corporations want to connect you into the Matrix.
Yeah. So you know, let's just think about this. Next, you're gonna get cyborg options, which is your Terminator.
They probably want to unleash robotic soldiers that you can control with your finger.
Yeah, exactly. Point made. Point fucking made. Which are the Terminators. Now,
you're saying the AI is going to take over?
Yeah, but it gets better. It gets better. Now, we got all these people wanting to nuke each other, and it only takes one. It only takes one dumb fuck to hit the button, and then everybody hits the button because they don't initially know where the nuke's going, and they're like, I nuke you when you nuke me.
I've seen that video online where it's like, oh my god, they're nuking us, firing the nukes.
It's like, not for nothing, I don't understand why 2021 has to be a recreation of Keanu Reeves' War Games, okay? We don't need to do that in real life. Whoop, I hit the wrong button. You have 15 seconds till sequence. Fuck.
We don't need to, like, go back to the Cold War.
Yeah, there's no need for... Well, minus the Cold War thing, this would be way worse because, one, like, we all know, enough of them would hit the button.
No, this is nuclear Armageddon.
Yeah.
This won't send us back into the medieval times or the Stone Age or whatever, because every time every time this happens, if we survive it, some of our technology will survive. So you never go back to the same point you were. Because there's been disasters before, and humanity just gets set back at a certain point. So like it'll create a new Dark Ages, but like we'll still have technology and shit. But that's not a life you want.
Yeah. But not even that, dude. Like, it goes back to the Matrix aspect of what I'm talking about. Like, honestly,
unless they know that happens, and that's why they said live in the pod and eat the bugs. Maybe they want you to get in the pod, eat the bugs, and plug into the Matrix so you can survive nuclear Armageddon.
Yeah. But you know, looking forward here, the point I'm getting at is if we look at the Matrix, for instance. You know, the Terminators aren't quite at the point where we've battled them long enough, apparently, to allow them to need to be charged by the sun or anything. But I'm 100% sure if we had like a nuclear fallout of that magnitude, blacking out the skies might be a thing. Like I don't know how much of that shit is gonna settle in the ozone layer and just create a film of some shit. Like who knows?
What I think's gonna happen is China.
Enough of it.
China or whoever, because we'll say allegedly they didn't claim credit. So we'll just say whoever did that hypersonic missile test. It's got a hypersonic missile past our fucking Iron Dome defense system that only points in the direction that nukes have to safely go without fucking stopping the Earth on its axis and causing all kinds of fuckery. They're going to hit the middle of the United States because they can, and they can be and they're going to hit the Yellowstone supervolcano, and it's going to be large enough because they said it might be possibly large enough to set off all 8 of the supervolcanoes that we've discovered so far, and it's going to fucking reset the fucking face of the Earth. That's worst case scenario.
Wow. You know, and that's probably...
That volcano is already overdue to go off, and it's this was 10 years ago. This was when I was in school. So actually, this is even more than 10 years ago.
We were both in school.
So it's just like fucking the park ranger in charge of the park there, the national park there at the time, said that he wouldn't be there if he didn't have to. Some of the parts of the park are closed down because if you fucking jump in the river, it's not like a fucking bathe in a hot spring. It's like fucking jump in and you become barbecue chicken.
Winning.
No.
Here, watch this squirrel. You see the sizzle? You don't want that.
I mean, the Indians survived the last time it went off. So the people that think it might set off the other ones, I don't think that's true. I was just talking shit. But
it just makes more mountainy, plainy areas.
Well, they had to go underground in all the tunnels we have back out west. So it's like, whatever. Out west will go into the tunnels. The rest of us will live fucking hard, long lives, hand planting crops, fucking hand pollinating crops, seed by seed by seed, because there's no bees with fucking UV lights powered by fucking people that are probably fucking on slave labor bikes or whatever, or robots on slave. However, with no sun, because we're in a fucking special suit, because there's gonna be no sun for at least 2 years.
Winning.
No.
There's so much soot and shit in the atmosphere. But good news, Greta Thunberg and all of you climate people that are probably mad that Putin vetoed this agreement here.
Thank you, Putin. Thank you.
Winning. The world temperature will cool down.
What, if that volcano goes off?
Yeah, because no sun will get through. It'll blot out the sun for 2 years, so... Yeah,
it would cool down.
Yeah, it will cool down.
A lot.
It'll basically, if the volcano if the volcano goes off, it'll blanket the atmosphere with the ash and soot, which will blot out the sun for 2 years. And this is theory. We don't really know because humans were, like I said, the Indians survived. The humans were around, but this will be the first time when it eventually does go off, because it's a volcano. It will fucking eventually go off, and it's showing signs of going off. So it could go off now. It could go off now. If you get what I'm saying. It's like 4,000 years overdue based off the estimates. But like I said, this is the first time we would actually be able to study it with our equipment. And all of our tests are based off of normal volcanoes. Yeah. And this thing's not exactly a normal volcano. Yeah. So we really don't know. Winning.
No.
They have I'll see if I can go on Yellowstone and put up the picture so you guys can see it as well. And for you guys listening, there's a couple of different things. They have a zone like if under these conditions, this is how far it'll damage.
This is the ratio given based off of this circumference of the actual explosion from said volcano.
But it's a couple of different estimates based off of studying a normal volcano. It's perceived to be
100 volcanoes or something like that.
It's like we don't really know.
It was some dumb number that they put out there.
It's like a boil thing, like the ground.
It's like a pimple.
It's like a so like it could like just pop and spew lava everywhere.
Yeah.
But if it forced the Native Americans underground, I'm pretty sure it's going to be more than a boil.
Winning.
No.
So if it reacts like a regular volcano,
and it goes until it hits water,
and it happens under the right weather conditions, it's going to be bad.
What do you mean?
It could blot out the sun for 2 fucking years.
Winning.
No.
And it's probably going to do that under the best of circumstances. But like I said, this will be the first time it could be recorded with actual recording instruments capable of actually recording that stuff.
That's how winning is done.
Yeah. And the problem is like we don't know when it'll happen. I mean, you can go to the website, the U.S. Geological Survey, the USGS, or I think it's the USGS. Forgive me if I'm wrong. There'll be a link somewhere in the description, but it's they have scientists that they're studying it or whatever.
That's how winning is done.
But we don't really know because it's like we've never recorded this going off before. The only information we have from the last time it went off is old Native American stories.
Which is what?
That it went off and they had to go underground with the sky spirits, whatever. Like this same old Native American stories, just about going underground to survive the blast. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not a doomsday guy. I'm not about to tell you to go like sell all your fucking worldly possessions because the super volcano is going to go off or anything like that. I'm just saying it's there.
But in another note, guys, don't forget to get out there and maybe go down to Yellowstone and check it out. Maybe it could be the time to blow. Maybe it could not. It'd be your only time, probably, when you think about it, before it does, and you can never go again.
Well, when I
Might
was
wanna check it out.
seeing pictures on the internet, videos, there was like it was spewing like sulfuric gas or whatever it's called, the volcanic gas, and there was like flames coming out of the little boil pimple thing.
Yeah.
It seems like it wants to go off to me. But then again, like I don't know, maybe it's like we burn off enough heat because we've cut down enough things or whatever that it like I really don't know. That's beyond my scope of knowledge. But anyway, I think that's all we have for you guys this time.
Yeah, so, just take into account, Yellowstone might be there, might not, could be bad, could be good. If people fight with nukes, things always go bad. And like I said, it could be like a mix of the Terminator and the Matrix. Which one do you want to be, the battery or the people fighting back? That's your choice. But let us know down in the comments
I think
below.
I'd rather go with the Ready Player One universe. And with that, that's on point.
Good night.